Have you ever wondered how brands know if a product is going to be safe for your skin or not, or have a negative reaction? The answer in most cases is animal testing. The purpose of my speech today is to persuade you to no longer use products that use animal testing, and to do some research behind those brands and make a switch to brands that are cruelty-free. I'm a credible source on this topic because I am an animal science major, and I've also done extensive research, and I have prepared myself for this speech, so I am extremely credible. Animal testing, this is relevant because many of you are consumers of this industry and contribute to this animal abuse because you're purchasing from brands that use animal testing. So you can make it's not just makeup. The cosmetic industry doesn't just contain makeup. According to an article, Cosmetic Testing on Animals by Julie Fagan, she discusses how it's hair products, soaps, and any superficial means to improve your appearance. It's no longer just makeup. So today in the industry, it's an extremely wide range of things. It's no longer just makeup. Animal testing, in this speech I'm going to define how animal testing is extremely abusive to these animals, and the mistreatment of these defenseless animals needs to be stopped. I'm going to come up with some solutions which are using some alternative methods to animal testing, which end up being more reliable and more cost effective in the long run. And I'm also going to call on my audience to try to help persuade them into making a switch from brands that use testing into brands that are cruelty-free. So let's begin with and start with discussing the issue at hand. So animal testing is extremely unethical and animal abuse, and according to the International Humane Society, over 500,000 animals are subjected to this type of testing yearly. And in many cases, they are not taking into account how it's affecting the animal and how it's affecting their quality of life and what they're feeling. According to an article from PETA, there have been these tests that they are being exhibited, like these tests that they have to go through are including their eyes and skin irritants. So they are having chemicals dropped into their eyes while they're being strapped down against their will, and are having the chemicals rubbed into their skin after they have shaved their hair, so it's just their skin, and they're having these extreme reactions, and they're having pus coming out of their eye, and it's just the skin is falling off, and it's extremely graphic, and it's super unethical, and there needs to be a change. And to discuss this, there are alternatives to this which are much more cost effective and they're much more reliable, because as we're going to discuss in my next part, there are certain limitations to animal testing. So there are alternatives to it which are more cost effective and are more reliable, and according to an article in the Humane Society of the United States, there are scientific limitations to animal testing because different species react differently to the same chemical. So the rabbit is going to react differently than we are to a certain type of chemical. And there are many alternative issues. According to the ethical issues of the animal testing in the cosmetic industry by Yu Wang, he has discussed alternatives such as using blood, human blood, artificial skin, and cell lines, also using computer programs to predict the outcomes. So as you can see, there are many alternatives to this which end up being more reliable in the long run and actually give more accurate results. So there needs to be a switch from animal testing to these alternatives. Next, we're going to discuss how other countries have taken a stance against this. So over 40 countries have put laws in place against animal testing and the abuse that goes on behind the scenes. According to some of these but some extremely influential countries such as China and the United States still allow animal testing. China actually requires animal testing to be part of the products that they sell in their country. So even if they import products that are cruelty-free, they have to test them before hitting the shelves in the supermarket or any other store. They also randomly take products off the shelves in stores and test them regularly to make sure that they are safe and still okay, which is extremely wasteful and inhumane, and there is no need for that to happen when they have alternatives and the products are deemed safe without using animals as testing and using them for testing. So as you can see, there are many negative implications that affect the animal's welfare, and some changes need to be done about this. So a solution that we all can take part in is becoming more educated about this problem, and the public needs to be more educated and informed about what's going on behind the scenes in animal testing and brands that use animal testing. So according to a 2018 article by Atan Cahill, he discusses how he did a survey, and he actually found out that many consumers don't even realize that they're using products that have been tested on animals. And to prevent this issue, the public needs to become more informed and more educated on animal testing in general and animal testing in the cosmetic industry to prevent animal testing and to prevent this abuse and limit it, and no longer have these poor animals be affected so deeply by us. In conclusion, as you can see, before I hit my conclusion, let's talk about how you as my audience can help this problem. So you can make a switch to using cruelty-free products by doing research prior to purchasing. And you can also donate to organizations such as NAV, which help fight against animal testing and try to have laws put in place and limit it. So that's another way that you can make a really great impact. Also, in conclusion, animal testing is abuse and extremely inhumane, and it needs to be stopped. As I discussed, that there are many other alternatives to animal testing, and they are actually more enhanced and give more accurate results rather than animal testing. Other countries such as China and the US, which are extremely influential, still use animal testing today, and it all needs to be brought to a stop, and it can be stopped by you donating and the public becoming more informed about the issue at hand. So next time you're going to purchase a cosmetic product, think about what goes on behind the scenes and if it's really worth putting that animal at risk to just try to make yourself look better. Just try to look for cruelty-free products, and just remember, you can make an impact. Thank you.